Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Gemini. So, Gemini, I'm doing your reading as usual with my own deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. So Gemini, your reading seems to be split into two or divided between the energies of two people. And, when I think about Gemini being this, the sign of the twins, um, it's very understandable to me how this double energy is coming through. But actually the way that is coming through, because there are two, so at first these two energies were coming in so blended that I was really having a hard time distinguishing whether it's you or somebody that just came into your life, or if it's like a lifelong connection, or even if it was like this your human self and your higher self. So there was many different possibilities coming through my mind, and that was just from the first card that I'm going to show you. But the interesting thing is that the more the cards were coming and the message was slowly unfolding and coming to life, these two energies became a little bit more clear to me, and it seems to be like a sibling relationship. So and it doesn't have to be like a blood relationship, but somebody that you consider your brother or your sister. It's like a really close bond, and something that maybe came through work. So we're beginning with the Eight of Pentacles, but it came sideways. And it's interesting because recently, and I feel like since the Aquarius reading, the cards are communicating in a very unusual kind of way, at least to me as a reader. And dealing with these cards for years now, it's interesting how they are slightly changing the way that they communicate their language, in a sense. And so coming sideways, what I saw here was actually, it was coming through with a kind of a more masculine energy, because what I saw with these two X's here, overlapped, were two bow ties. So I saw two bow ties, but really close to each other. And at first, when you were seeing, when you're just waking up and your eyes are a little bit blurry, so you cannot distinguish like one image, because we have two eyes. So if you close one and then you close another, you have two different perspectives. But then the beauty of this human technology, right, this biological technology, like our sight is perfect because it's blending the two. And so this is what, like, the first intuitive kind of reading that I was receiving from this card was like the split of one bow tie, meaning, and yes, it was coming through a little bit more masculine because of the bow tie, because I saw like a tux, like with this black bow tie, but then splitting into two. And it's almost like when you try to blink, just see if you are seeing it correctly. So that was the first impression that I got from this card. Okay, so the other thing was, it's almost like then I adjusted my side, and what I saw from this card were two hands holding each other. And so to me, that was a metaphor or a symbol for this very close, very tight bond. This very, it's like, the bow tie was almost like this image that was connecting me to the word tied, right? Something that is tied, closely tied together. So, and almost like being one. And so I feel like that was the initial part of the message for you, Gemini. I was almost called you Pisces. So Gemini, it's like maybe there is a little bit of a connection that you are deeply tied with, right? And maybe you don't know how to distinguish one from another. And so, and this was even before I had the clear distinction of what sort of relationship we're talking about. And then it's only towards the end that it went towards more this identification of a sibling of yours, Gemini, or somebody that you consider like a brother or sister to you. So these were the first impressions. The other thing that came through also, these felt like blocks on a road. When it's like a highway or like a really big road, right? It's almost like a countryside road that when it's blocked, it has like these huge signs, right? And this is what it's almost like a fence, right? So this is what I was seeing. There's something that is making you stop, especially because you're coming with full force with this Knight of Wands. I feel like you are heading somewhere, and maybe you were expecting that this other, which we already know that now is either a brother or sister of yours, or a close friend that you consider family. So coming with this very energetic kind of character, it's almost like there's something that is igniting you, that is giving you drive. Actually, it's how it's coming through. It's like you are incredibly driven to reach something or some place, I want to say. But I feel like you're hitting this wall, or you're hitting this blockage because maybe you wanted the company of this person who you're closely tied together, or you are in a close relationship, especially because I feel like this place that you're going, I'm going to show you the next cards. It's going to make more sense. We have the Nine of Pentacles and the Tower card. So you're heading to this tower, right? But I feel like because of the Nine of Pentacles, there's something that you need to do on your own, Gemini. I feel like whatever you're going to do here, or whatever is driving you to go to this place, right? Which feels to me like a place from your childhood, to be honest, but it only comes at the end. It's almost like you don't want to face old memories until you have to face them, right? It's like that you have to go on a journey on your own, and that is perhaps the blockage that is coming through here with the Eight of Pentacles. And I just mentioned that if this is not a family related connection, right, if this is not a brother or a sister of yours, this might be somebody that you bonded with at work, just because the traditional meaning of the Eight of Pentacles. But it's not necessarily. It's really like this very faded side note. So yes, the most important thing about this card is the close bond, the close relationship, right, of whatever nature it is. It doesn't matter. So there is something that is igniting you, and I want to say the word that I just heard is annoying you, Gemini. There's something that is annoying you. Perhaps maybe the lack of focus, because you're feeling like you're split into two, or maybe you're just angry with this person because they're not coming with you, or because they're not able to come with you for some reason. And because I want to say, even though the Wheel of Fortune is not here, I feel like there's something that you have to, it's almost like this is your journey. You cannot ask anybody to go on this journey with you, at least not this part of the path, because it's meant for you to go on your own. It's meant for you to discover it alone, Gemini. And so maybe this is where the blockage is coming through, and maybe this is what is just it's increasing your desire to know, or your desire to arrive here. So it's almost like once you do overcome the fact that maybe you're uncomfortable because you're lacking some sort of mental focus, or maybe you're not feeling the support, at least not the physical support of somebody that is very connected to you. And so it's almost like you're accepting that this is something that it's yours, right? You cannot call anybody to accompany you. There's no way that another person is going to make this journey with you. You have to do it on your own. And I'm stressing this because I feel like maybe you're stressed out because you're now just realizing that this is yours and yours alone, Gemini. And I want to say, this destiny of yours, or this place that you're wanting to go, but somehow it's interesting because this annoying feeling is coming from you, because I feel like there's something that you're anticipating about this place. And I feel like, because the word that I heard when I saw this tower was like, there's a place that is daunting or haunting you. So I don't know if this is, a well-known place to you, because very much it feels like it, right? At the end, we have, I'll show you, the Six of Cups. So that clarifies a little bit, because, at first, until the Six of Cups came, I was like, okay, so yes, a tower is a tower. In traditional tarot, that can be daunting in itself. It's not something simple. It can be very scary. But there's also, it's almost like there is like something that is calling you, something that you cannot deny, something that you want to resolve. It's like there is maybe something that you, it's almost like you, it's more than wanting to make sense. It's like you, it's about your independence. It's like maybe you want to cut ties, because this is what we're talking about here. It's like closely bonded ties, right? Maybe family ties, and maybe it all began because of this sibling that couldn't come with you. But this is the interesting thing, okay, Gemini. So I feel like the journey until you get to this place is on your own, meaning you are going to go on this road trip, driving by yourself. It's like you're not going to have a co-pilot, right? You'll have to do this on your own. And that is something that, well, I want to say it's part of this process of gaining your own independence in regards to whatever is connected to the tower, or, the old memories from this place. But as soon as you get there, right? And that is, to me, something that is incredible, because we have the Four of Pentacles. But guess what, Gemini? This card also came sideways, and the way that it fell on the ground was really subtle and really soft. And so it was connecting back to the Eight of Pentacles, right? It's like half of what was showing up initially, right? So I feel like there's something about this close connection to a brother or a sister who they are showing up, right? Well, they are, it's almost like they are arriving late, right? They couldn't make to the, the time schedule that you arranged to take that flight or to rent that car. It's like that part of the journey you had to go on your own, right? And there was nothing that they could do to reschedule their time frame or their work or whatever it is. It's like they just couldn't go on that part of the journey. But it's like they are part of this memory. That's why I feel like there's something about feeling maybe fragmented or split into two, that going alone to you was creating this discomfort in you, or at least this annoyance, this this feeling that something is not right, right? Or that, maybe you were just not seeing this relationship right? So because of the side adjustment, remember from that I mentioned first. But here they are, right? It's like here we have 2 pentacles and 2 pentacles. So I feel like as soon as you go out of your car and you stand up in front of this huge door or this massive facade, or just this daunting remembrance of, it's interesting the way that this tower is coming through. Maybe you have experienced this, Gemini, but when we are kids, when we are younger, because we're so small, everything seems so big, right? And so maybe your old memories of this place, of this house, of this whatever, right? It's like different from what you are seeing now. And that ties in again to this, the splitting of your sight, the splitting of your focus. And so that might not be just related to this connection to a brother or sister who should be accompanying you, but they aren't, and they're getting there later than you wish they were. It's like there's something about the memory in itself that is split into 2. Maybe there is this part of your memory that is related to when you were first there or when you were last there, right? And now going back to it with this new vision, with this new perception, right? It's like there's something that it's hard to adjust. It's hard to focus. It's almost like you have to blink a few times to make sense of it or to take it in, right? And so this is when this person who's here, let me put it like this. Okay. So, Tower, 4 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Swords. This is when they show up. Yes, a little bit later than you were, than you invited them to accompany you, because this part of the journey, you had to do it on your own, right? This was part of this, it's almost like this drive for your own independence. And it may be literal, right? It's like maybe it's the first time that you are driving alone, out of the countryside, or, maybe this is the first time that you're going alone to this place. And so it's part of that independence that you're maybe seeking, right? So, but when you get there, you're not alone anymore. It's like these are your footsteps and these are theirs. It's like right about the time that you arrive there, it's like they get there too, right? It's almost like they're trying to catch up on your fast pace, but they are catching up, right? They are coming as the Knight of Swords. So it's almost like they know how hungry you are, or how annoyed you are, and how you want to, it's almost like you want to resolve this as soon as possible. And so I feel like they understand it, they see it, but for some reason they just, it's almost like they had, maybe something at work that just, they just couldn't leave it for another time. It's like they really had to attend something, or they had a meeting or whatever it is, right? Maybe that was the roadblock that, was preventing them from going along with you. But that feels very timely, that feels very appropriate, because you had to go on your own, right? But here they are nonetheless. It's like you don't have to enter this room because it is daunting. And if it is, because we're ending here with the 6 of Cups, so well, yes, the 6 of Cups is talking about the past. So yes, this is just, emphasizing to me this relationship that could be, lifelong, because you are siblings. And so Gemini, there's something that is annoying to you that they have a clearer picture, but even though they had some sort of delay or some sort of last minute thing that they had to deal with, and that prevented them from accompanying you in this road trip to get there. It's like they're trying to make it up with their presence as soon as they can. It's like they are catching up with you, right? It's like they are there by your side. It's like you don't have to go back to this place on your own. It's almost like it was just the journey there, but once you get there, it's like they are there. They appear instantly. I don't know how they make it, right? But it's like they managed to get there in time just to enter this room or enter in this place, in this tower, maybe a childhood home that both of you have experienced in the past. Both of you have memories in it, and maybe that was a reason because you were, you know, annoyed in the beginning that they couldn't come in this trip, right? Because it's part of your history, but it's also part of their history, and they know it. And that is the reason why they were, you know, so quickly trying to get there to do this with you, I want to say, and do this in a way that is it's like they're, it's almost like I'm seeing again, like they are, it's like they're arriving there, you know, just a few minutes after you, but they are there to hold your hands, right? It's like, it's, if it's like an emotional experience or like an emotional memory that is tied with this place specifically, it's like they're not going to leave you alone. It's like they are holding your hand. And so ending here with this Six of Cups, I feel like there's something about the necessity to do this together, right? And that is the reason why they are making the effort to get there, even though they couldn't make the trip with you, right? But there's something that, it's almost like there's something to be taken back. There's something to be revisited, and they are there with you. It's like they are, it's almost like they have adjusted what they could to be there with you, and so they are there to hold your hand somehow. So I'm not seeing much further, but I'm going to pull more cards to see where this leads. You know, I don't know if you go into the house, into the tower together, but we'll see. And also I'm going to pull from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be happy to see you. If not, I'll see you next time. Bye.